Everyone is a runner, running towards their own finish line. Sometimes we see others fall, trip, stop, and we run by, eyes only set on winning.
What if we reached out and lifted them back on their feet? Instead of a marathon, we ran a relay race, passing the baton from person to person,
so that we all cross the finish line.
Together!
There are quite a few opportunities for students who are interested in really just diving into what they're passionate about. And so what we do and what we try and provide students with is an opportunity to explore themselves, get to know themselves, be more introspective, be curious about the world around them, which is kind of the root of global citizenship, and then give them the opportunity to connect with the community or connect with other change makers who are similarly minded. We have been doing service at KIS for 10 to 12 years. We had a very interesting reset during the pandemic where everything was sort of halted. That didn't stop the wheels from turning in students' minds. They had lots of fantastic ideas. We had to rethink the way we were going to do service. You have 4 main types of service: direct, indirect, research, and advocacy. And so what happened was a lot of our direct service in person, those opportunities sort of halted for the time being. And what we had to do was guide students in the direction of focusing more on awareness and coming up with what action proposals they might be able to make, and then keep those in their back pocket so that when there was an opportunity to get back into the community, that we could take those steps to do that. Something that came out of that reset during the pandemic was a class called Design Your Impact, which is based on the service learning cycle, where students will come in and they will research the different social issues that they're passionate about. They'll learn a little bit more about themselves as a human. They'll learn a little bit more about the needs that other humans have and finding ways that they can connect their passion with needs that exist in the community. And from there, they spend the rest of the school year creating an action proposal, an action research proposal, where they will go and actually connect with the community. Service has sort of transformed itself into a much deeper opportunity for students.
I think I do service projects, and I've been involved with service projects for many years because I think I get the sense of fulfillment each time I do a project, help other people. And that can be something small or something like big, tackling like a global issue, but it could also just be like a small need in the community. And every time I do that, it like gives me a sense of fulfillment, and that's why I do it.
I think the reason why I started service was because of my interest in the environment, and all of that just led more to all these service events and clubs that I'm interested in. Before I joined all of these service activities or clubs, I feel like even if I saw a need, I didn't really notice it until recently. And now even the smallest things I can come to realize that these are needs within our actual communities that should be fixed.
Once I started doing these projects, I began to notice more about like potential areas I could contribute to and become a part of to help or alleviate the issue. For example, like before I came to Korea, I wasn't actually interested in growing mushrooms or about coffee race, but then after I came to Korea and noticing how much like coffee waste is produced, that's when I began my project on the mushroom farm, where I'm like recycling the coffee waste produced in the school to grow the mushrooms and then donating it. And yeah, I think like just doing these projects and being more aware of your surroundings has been heightened since I started these projects.
We do have some relationships in the community that have existed pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, so 6, 8, 10 years, with a group called Suji Love. That's a group that supports families living in relative poverty in Suji. We have been working with a couple of different church groups for 6 to 8 years as well. We're offering art classes or English classes or STEM classes on the weekend. We have an NHS club, National Honor Society. That club and the Constitution is written and focused mainly on being active members in the community, and every individual is expected to be either a part of or the lead of their own service project. We just recently hosted the Oak Tree Run, which was a fundraising event for the Oak Tree program that supports orphan children when they leave the orphanage program in Korea. That was a fantastic experience.
Hey KIS students! KIS is happy to announce that we'll be participating in the Oak Tree Run on Saturday, November 9th. The Oak Tree Project is a scholarship program dedicated to supporting orphans in Korea, and all 100% funds raised will go directly to this incredible cause.
Thank you!
We look to host events like that when we can, where we can get our community out alongside the local community and work together and collaboratively. So there are collaborative efforts, and we're always open to communication and trying to find new ones.
If you're interested in getting involved, like first look for areas where there's an issue that needs to be tackled, and then we brainstorm ways to solve it. So don't just try to do it all by yourself or like do it like rashly, but then just like think about it, have a plan, and remember that doesn't have to be like grand or big. It just has to be like a small solution to a small problem. It doesn't have to be super big.
If there's an event that you want to be a part of, I think just try it out, because you never know if you're gonna like it or not, and if you do like it, that you can just continue it on for as long as you want.
When you are thinking about going through the service learning cycle, or any sort of iterative process like that, where you're researching what has been done, what is being done, what could be done, what hasn't worked in the past, like there's an enormous amount of research that needs to be done before you can plan to take action. The problem-solving piece of it is inherent, right? You're recognizing what the problem is and then coming up with solutions. There's a ton of failure that goes into that as well, where you think you have an idea and you think it's going to work, and you come back and you find out that there's some inhibiting factor or some impediment in the way. And those are life skills, right? Those are the things that we will be able to transfer to other authentic situations.